Recording in progress. Shut the fuck up, Simone.
Progress.
You don't fucking know us. You don't fucking understand us.
Listen here, computer bitch.
I'm the owner. I run this motherfucker.
Dude, so at work today, there's this lady that came in to buy like stuff.
Yeah.
And
As
she
one
had a
does.
fucking she had a goddamn black eye and like a fucking band-aid, like or something. It was a big ass fucking thing, and but you could tell it was black eye under it.
Right, like she took
like
a
someone
shiner
told
from
someone told her twice, and
yeah. Yeah.
But like the dude, like I saw the dude that she was with, I was like, oh yeah, that guy beats the shit out of her. And but he ended up being like pretty nice dude. So I was like, I think she might just be clumsy or stupid.
Right, it's like one of those things where it's like that's funny that like whenever you, like you see like a chick that has like a black eye, everyone's immediately
Yeah.
it's like oh dude, she gets beat by her either abusive boyfriend or super lesbian dykey bitch girlfriend. Like
yeah, it's more likely if they're lesbians if they're gonna fight.
Yeah. But that is kind of hilarious. It's just like you see that and like the immediate thoughts like, oh man, she gets beat.
Yeah, she gets beat. That was everyone's first thought. And then
movies
like
and TV, like there's too many like Law and Order Special Victims Unit fucking episodes of
just
some
like
chick who gets like beaten by her husband or like raped or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always just black eye for some reason.
And it's just like, yeah, maybe she actually ran into a door. I'm not gonna ask, like it's a weird thing to ask. Like hey, buy this furniture. Like I know you want to buy this sofa, but did you beat the shit out of her? We do special discounts.
It's like you do that shit
cops.
Like you do like coded language to see if she's okay. Yeah. Where you're like, does this couch feel comfy? Like squeeze it twice if it's comfy. You know? And then like, she squeezes it twice and like you like take that as like I gotta call the cops.
Or just like do one of these like, hey, how like I just got something in my eye. I don't know what it is.
Oh shit.
Allergies, I think. These allergies are really knocking me out.
Oh, you should sit there and be like, it's like, oh yeah, it's my eyes been killing me. It's like I hit my face on the door, but it did bruise, And then that's why you're hoping she's like, oh, me too, but it totally did.
Yeah. And then I look at the dude and I'm like,
or that's like one of those things where like she's like, sir, I do like speak to a manager, and you just like look at the roof and be like, get it now.
You're like, I see why.
You're like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah. You're like, you're right, bro.
Dude, that's I remember like a friend of ours.
But don't hit women, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, obviously, yeah. Unless they're like trying to like, kill you, then do it.
Well, yeah, for sure.
That is kind of funny that like if like a chick attacks you, you have to have like undeniable proof
that she was trying to murder you.
Yeah, she was like in the act to try to fuck up some shit.
Yeah.
You can't just be like she like swung like a lot at you with like a knife or whatever. You just like knock her out. And
I've read way too many fucking stories of like dudes who get beat up by like women and the cops arrest them. Like,
yeah, totally.
They're like, oh, you didn't have any wounds. I'm like, but she was the one fucking hitting me, Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, but you're a man.
Yeah, and the cops fucking giggle.
They giggle and high five, and they're like, black people.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I just in my mind, like it's so funny anytime like because I'm always just like, excuse me, cops. I'm like, cops fucking suck.
Yeah, for sure.
And look, we can sit here and run the narrative of like, there's some good ones out there. Don't care. Don't give a shit. I've never run into a cop and I was like, oh, thank God. Now like it's always
finally,
yeah. I mean, cops treat everybody like suspects and criminals, even if you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like every time like I think about what cops talk about, I'm just like, they probably just talk about how shit people they are, but they think it's cool.
I think it's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, the way that I imagine them talking is like, arrested this Mexican downstairs for like doing something or whatever. And they're like, yeah.
I think you're just sitting there being brown.
And you're just in there just like high-fiving and shit or whatever, and like talking. And they're like, I'm drink Bud Light. I'm just like, yeah.
And then in my mind, they're always kissing. Like they kiss afterwards.
And it's like, like a deep handful of butt cheek whenever they lean in. Just fucking just like real. You just like it's like a real scoop of the underbutt. You know what I mean? Like right where
it's like I'm trying to do assault on it's assault on an officer's ass. You know what I mean? Like the dude's like, I'm gonna beat that ass. Beat it up. It's like black and blue lives matter, bro.
Man, there's gotta be like there's gotta be like some terminology. It's like I got a 411 on that ass, or whatever
To 5150 that ass, bro.
Get an APV out for them cheeks.
So yeah, in all cops are gay in my continuity.
Yeah, they're like super gay.
Yeah.
But they're like the kind of dude who like if you call them gay, they get wildly aggressive about it.
Oh, repressed homophobia and stuff.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, dude, somebody's so gay, and they're like, no, I'm not gay, you're gay. Like,
no, not fucking gay.
That immediate like, oh.
And they're over there sucking dick too. It's
like as soon as that happens, you're just like, something's up with you, man.
Yeah, especially if they have that like full macho thing, like.
Yeah, they go like full like, I'll beat you up, bro, and you're like,
yeah, come on.
It's like, do you want to?
Or do you like, you want me to buy you a beer?
Or do you want to
make out?
Because you're gay. Look, nothing wrong with being gay. I'm just saying, if you're repressing it, you should just let it out.
Yeah, just no one cares anymore, man. It's 2021.
Hey, dude, being gay seems super fucking fun, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Lots of colors.
They do a lot of colors, yeah.
You know, lots of cool exclusive bars.
Exclusive bars? VIP?
I mean, like gay bars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, parades, but like fun ones, not like ones with stupid like Garfield things floating, like actual cool ones with like dancing and shit.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
Get a whole month where you just can like go all out.
Just super gay. Just buy all the gay. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, seems pretty tight though. You know?
Yeah. Why isn't there a straights pride month? You know what I mean?
That's always so funny whenever like any group that's been marginalized for like such a long time gets some sort of like dedication to them, even if it's just a small thing. It's like saying like, hey, this is your month, which is not really helping.
It's nothing. Yeah,
it's nothing. It's just, hey, you get to embrace your sexuality for a month. That's pretty crazy, right? Since for decades this was like what people died for and shit.
Yeah. And you're like, hey, we're Starbucks, we also want to make money. So
Starbucks the rainbow is like, you know what's gay? Rainbows in my fucking whipped cream. But it's so funny that like anytime that happens, where they're like, yeah, like Black Pride Month, Gay Pride Month, Asian Month, whatever, there's always the white, angry, aggressive male version of that, where they're just like, what happened? What? There's no straight month.
There's no straight month. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Thanksgiving, pretty gay. Pretty straight.
Yeah. There's Black history, huh? A lot of white history here.
You mean all of history?
I mean, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Colonizing, rape, like, you know.
Dude,
also like, dude, Straight Month would be gayer than Gay Month.
I think so, yeah.
They'd be like, we love women, you know what I mean? It's like,
hey, this chick gets me hard. Fucking, does it get your dick hard too? It's the same thing.
That's a thing with people that like drives me mad, where I'm like, I don't understand why this is like socially acceptable.
Yeah.
People will tell you, like, if like you like, it's like, it's me and there's this guy over here, and we're in a place together. I don't know him. We're not talking. Maybe we're at a bar and some very attractive woman walks by. That guy's gonna lean in and tell me weird shit about that woman.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, we're not in a pre-agreed upon thing here where you need, he'll just be like, he'll lean in and be like, I bite her ass cheeks, you know. You're just like, I'm like, dude, I don't. It's like, no, it's like, you're telling me this, so now I know. It's like, now I know you're horny.
Yeah, like that's the only reason you're here, and now I'm concerned for that girl. You know what I mean?
It's like she wasn't even like in my mind. Yeah. Now you're telling me how you want to fuck her, so now I feel bad for her. It's like, but then now I know that you're horned up, so like now it's like you're bringing me into it.
Yeah, you're like, you told me you have a fuck, like that girl gets you a boner, and I have no interest in your boner. Like I have no interest in that girl, so.
That's just a weird thing where people tell you like what, like, do you ever
what gets their dick hard? Yeah.
Or they just be like, so you know, redheads. You're just like, you're like, I wanted a cheeseburger.
Yeah, we were talking about Spider-Man or whatever.
Where the fuck did this come from? Like, that's the worst too. Is like whenever like that perversion comes into like your fucking conversation, where you're just like, like, dude, you see the fucking new like Fast 9 movie or whatever, dude? Fucking Vin Diesel like going to space. He's like, aliens, am I right? I bet aliens are sexy. You're just like, what?
The fuck? What is happening right now?
You're like, what the fuck?
Like, I don't know. This happens a lot. Like people will send me like hot chicks on Instagram and like TikTok and shit, and I'm like, I get it, they're hot, but why is one straight man sending it to another? Like that's super gay, dude. I don't understand.
That's insane. Yeah, it's so weird where you're basically saying like, this gave my dick a tingle.
This made my dick twitch. Yeah.
I would appreciate it if you would also agree with me.
Yeah.
And celebrate it in this moment with me. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to be a part of this. Like my
You're
day,
like, dude, if I want hot chicks, I will find them myself. Trust me.
Yeah. It's like, I don't need to like share my search history with you. That's for
You're
me.
like, just...
That's for me and me alone.
Like my Instagram feed speaks for itself. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of pro wrestling chicks who are really fucking attractive. And I just look at that and I'm cool. You know?
It's like, look at what you want. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't share it.
Dude, the weirdest one is when people send you porn.
I've never had that.
Never had that?
False. No, I know someone who, yeah.
I've had that happen a couple of times where someone will send me a link and I click it and it's just like, I was like, why did you send me this?
Yeah. I think you sent me porn once, but it was like weird shit. Like how gross this is.
Yeah, no, I mean, I only send like the fucked up weird shit where I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
we're clearly like no one's getting hard off of this.
Yeah, I mean, like we had a whole video episode of us talking about sounding, and we watched that video.
That was it. That's not gay. It's two bros criticizing some shit.
The only time I send like shit like that is where it's like, oh, here's a chick farting.
Yeah, like, that's pretty funny though.
Or you know what I mean? Like it's like your asshole fart or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why would anyone make this? And
or just it's more like the outrageousness of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the ones where you're like, this is who made this and why did they make
But if it's like straight porn where it's like they're fucking, there's a storyline.
Like that shit happened in high school a lot where like I'd just be sitting there and like you just get a message from your bro and it'd be like a blowjob video and you're like, what? Okay. Are you jacking off right now? Like
where are you
seeing this?
This is before like wireless headphones, so like you couldn't just have the shit in.
You just had like the fucking like
the iPod cable or like the headphones. Yeah.
God forbid you yank the fucking headphone and just like all odd noises just come pouring out of your fucking computer. Like, oh, shit, exit. No one heard that, right?
They're like, nope, we all know about your midget stuff, dude.
Yeah. Dude. Okay, so tell me about the guy who has like the weird like symbolism in Loki or whatever.
Oh, right. So this came up earlier at some point where they were saying like there's like a lot of BDSM imagery in Loki, and I'm like, well, are we watching the same fucking show? Because that's not, other than like the weird like he wants to make out with himself like as a lady, which happened, which is fine. I knew it was gonna happen, but there was nothing like kinky about it. I mean, a little bit, but
it was weird.
It wasn't explicit. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like a lot of like, oh, he's fucking gonna spank her or whatever. Like it wasn't that deep.
Right.
But
was it like gonna be like super like weird where she like sucks his finger or some shit?
I mean, if Tom Hiddleston put his finger in my mouth.
Tom Hiddleston's in a room with you and he puts his fingy out, bro. He fucking sucked that fingy.
Just fucking. It's not even gay, bro.
It's not. It's just.
Well, it could be, but you never know.
I mean, it's the right gay. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, so he sends me this TikTok video of someone explaining like, oh, in the first scene of Loki, he's like chained up or whatever, and that's kind of kinky.
Arrested.
That's what I was like, but he got arrested
because he's arrested.
That's the plot of Endgame, is when he takes the cosmic cube and he fucks off.
So by that like logic, anytime anybody is like in some way bound in a movie or TV show, that's somehow BDSM symbolism.
And there's a lot of toxic shit on TikTok and people looking too much into stuff. Like I think we've talked about it before, but it's like you're looking too much into something that's just essentially just a fucking dumb superhero show.
Yeah.
Like there's no deeper. It's the same people who are trying to be like, oh, he's not bisexual enough or whatever.
Oh yeah, the people who are like, clearly Bucky and Sam wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm like, there was none of that in there.
No, they were just a
couple of bros.
They were just friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out you could be friends with dudes and not blow them.
Wait, what? What have we been doing?
It's hilarious. I mean, it's like today's when we found that out. It's like, dude, you're not gonna believe this.
I'm like, no, where does it say that? You're like, it's in the Constitution, bro.
Bill of Rights, dude. They added the new amendment. First amendment in 20 years.
You're like, fuck, all right, I guess.
God damn, dude. It's weird, but I guess we could try not doing it.
You're like, fuck, all right, I guess.
I mean, that's just weird. That's like somebody going like, "This is my kink," so I'm going to like try to.
I'm going to project it onto other media.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Yeah, I don't get it. There's a lot of like, and I'm all for like sex positive and shit, but I don't want to know about it. You know what I mean? Like, be open with it to like to your partner or whatever, but not to me. I don't fucking care.
It's so odd to me like how many people like. I mean, like, look, everybody fucks. It's just what happens, right? It's a biological thing. Whatever. Everybody's got ways that they like doing it. Cool. It's just weird that so many people find it necessary for you to know about it. That's weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it happens with like it's always the super weird specific fetishes. It's never just like, oh, I like having my hair pulled or whatever.
Right. And it's always like weird, like chicken them all wearing like chokers and shit. And you're just like,
or like if they do that at the dog stuff, like where they dress up like latex dogs or whatever.
Dude, that's a weird one. Whenever you see like the people with the doggy tail, and you're like, oh, it's a butt plug.
Oh, yeah. It's going right up their asshole.
It's like so, dude. I was at a bar once and like I saw. It was, in fairness, it was like I was in Austin. This was like this was before like it doesn't matter, but we went there for the purpose of going to 6th Street. And like we went to everywhere. Like we went to the gay bars, like just the regular like the dives, like the secret bars or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, we did everything. And like one of them was like a gay bar, and usually those are the most like hype party ones. Like everybody in there's like just trying
dancing and shit.
Yeah, a lot of drugs, a lot of drinking and shit.
Hell yeah,
the fun ones.
The party, yeah.
And like we go into one of them, and it's like you were saying, dudes with leather dog masks and shit, which like whenever like in public, if you're not ready for it, you're just like, oh shit, like and then I saw the homie with the fucking the doggy tail coming out of his pants.
Oh no.
And that's when you're like oh, it's in his pants, but it's coming out.
Yeah, but
so it's in his ass and it's coming out.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're at a bar.
Yeah, in public.
You know what I mean? Like it's like I get that's like if it's your thing. But like you don't have to do that in front of all of us.
Yeah. It's a weird thing of just like showing off like, hey, I like to somebody ride me like a fucking horse or whatever,
Yeah. Like at a certain point it's like I mean even like people who I mean I'm not even trying to like shame anybody who like dresses like I mean there's like people who like get off and like getting watched or whatever, so they wear like see-through shirts or like the shit where it's just over the nipples and that's it.
Yeah.
Or it's like to where you're like yo.
Yeah.
Like,
chill.
And it's weird, and it's also like it's like I get that this is your thing, but for almost all of the rest of us, it ain't it.
Yeah, that's not something.
And it's like and you're fucking making us participate, which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, like if no one wants to be in your scene or your fetish or whatever, then don't. Just like I'm all. I'm trying not to come off as like a fucking closed-minded asshole or whatever.
Yeah, but at a certain point, it's
have
like,
some shame. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, look, I know we've like king shamed like for almost every episode of this fucking
pretty
thing.
Much.
But I mean, there is something to be said about like, I mean, like everybody's so afraid of like coming off as like super. What's the way I'm trying to? Like everybody has a bias of things, but people don't want to come off as like like everyone wants to have like a wokeness kind of like sticker on their chest where everyone's like, it's like I'm for all these things that so if you say something bothers you, they don't want to be like everyone go like, look at that piece of shit, he doesn't appreciate us. It's like no, but they're not, but everyone's afraid to be like, no, fuck you, dude. It's like I was out here, I just came out for drinks. You're the one that put the butt plug in your ass and came out to this bar. Where this isn't the butt plug in the ass bar.
They try to like gaslight you into being like, hey, you're the one that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like they're like you're the problem because you're kink shaming. It's like no, you're the problem because
you have a fucking thing in your ass. Like in public. It's like
you're doing this in front of me.
Yeah.
I fucking asked for that.
Yeah.
I didn't like. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Dude, I saw this one. It was like I think it was during Pride Month or whatever, and like it was cool. It was a bunch of cool shit. Like they were doing parades. They were kind of like partying up on the street or whatever. I don't remember where it was, but there was this little like side part where it was a dude with a fucking dog mask, and he was like in a little enclosure area, and there was fucking kids around and shit. And I'm like, that's where it's going like way too, like, don't bring it in public when there's fucking like I don't give a fuck about kids really, but like it's still, some people might be pissed off about it.
It's also one of those things where it's like, at a certain age, like, I mean, you're gonna get exposed to everything.
Yeah, of course.
I would say you kind of have to work into that. Right?
Yeah. To like the dog with the butt plug and stuff.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, if I was like, I mean, dude is like in a leather dog suit with like butt plug, that's a dog tail or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had like a 6-year-old kid with me. The conversation I'm gonna have is gonna be very difficult.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take in as a kid.
It's a lot.
It's not to say that it's not unacceptable, but like,
no, yeah, for sure.
It is also like kind of ridiculous. I mean, like the amount of people who are just gonna be like, anybody could do whatever they want. And it's like, there's reasons that like places will refuse to serve you if you're not wearing like shoes or a t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
Because in most places it's fucking weird to just
gross,
be half naked.
Yeah.
Or have your fucking stinky ass feet out.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking unsanitary. Like a lot of places, it's like you have rules to refuse service for shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, so even though like everybody should be able to do whatever they want, blah or whatever, there's still like the social contract of like,
right.
Most of us aren't fucking doing that in most places. Like usually if that's the thing you want to do, there's the place of the like-minded of that thing.
There's a community where you can like be open about it and it's cool. Like that's fine.
And it's like, and you can also express to other people that is your thing, but that doesn't mean that thing needs to happen at the grocery store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be getting fucking bananas and then looking over and being like, all right, well,
oh, that's a human in a dog suit. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, not everything needs to come out of the fucking bedroom.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's a lot to take.
It's just amazing. It is amazing how many, like, you could just sit there and be like, you just be like, that's fucking weird. And then somebody will just be like, on Twitter and be like, I fucking look at this piece of shit. Yeah,
they would call you out.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to cancel everybody else. So it's a whole clusterfuck of like, hey, I'm more woke than you,
Yeah, I saw this. This shit was so funny, bro, because of how bad it backfired this bitch. But it was like some kind of like, like, because there's like stop Asian hate stuff, which great sentiment, totally agree. But somebody made like an Asian joke on Twitter, and it was like, I don't remember what it was. I honestly don't give a shit.
Right.
But this chick's a comedian, and she says some kind of like, she goes on this whole thing about how like, like this type of comic is this fucking chauvinist, racist piece of shit,
right?
And they get away with it because they're masking everything in their jokes, right? Which is not what comedy is. Comedy is like making fun of like this darkness of the world and shit.
Yeah.
And like, but she goes on this whole like, I'm a straight white female, and and I'm not this person, but these are discussed. Like, it goes on this thing. Within 30 minutes, someone finds a tweet from her doing some ching chong shit.
Oh no!
And they're like, see, bitch, like it's like you're saying that like you're better than everyone's like, and this is a super shitty. This is a bad joke, and it's racist.
Yeah.
About Asians that you did.
Yeah. And so now you got to walk it back and be like, well, I was young and I didn't know what I was
doing. That's exactly what she did. She was like
100% every time.
Yeah. So she was from 2 years ago. Hey, I've grown since then. And it's
2 years is not that long of a time.
Yeah. Most of the time it's like, these are tweets from like 9 years ago. She had some kind of something.
Yeah. Something. You froze. You're stuck. Oh, you're good.
It'll come back.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was so funny because it was like, that one was so immediate.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, also it's just funny that it's like everybody who wants to say some shit like that, the world just goes, all right, well, let's just make sure that they're cool and go through their entire feed history.
Yeah.
And then expose that. It's just like, what is your life at this point?
What's the point of doing all of that? Just because it sounds like time consuming as shit. And
yeah, I mean, fucking kind of fucking losers do shit like
that. Fucking loser ass losers, dude. Fucking a couple of bitches, dude. Someone should hit them.
That's like it. Turns out that chick from the furniture store was that comedian.
And you're like, oh shit, all right. Well,
I just think it's so funny. Like, what I always wonder is like the people who are going out of their way to like try to express how good they are or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what do you get out of that?
Oh, just they want praise is what it is. They were like, hey, look how good you are.
You get a couple of people on Twitter be like, I agree that you're a good person. What doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, that translates to more likes and shit. You could like use that for, especially if you're already famous, you could like leverage that into like a new role or something like that.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, like that. There's like such a small minority of like.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think it's hilarious. It's like how embarrassing and sad is your life that you're like, internet, look at me. I'm not a bad person. It's like
you're like, hey, I'm woker than you, but I'm, I accept you.
The term woke is pretty fucking lame, dude.
I really dislike it.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily know if I actually kind of get it. Is it the idea that it's like you have awoken to the injustice of the world? Is that what the fuck that means?
Well, like originally, I think it was like stay woke was like, hey, stay alert, like watch your back, that type of shit.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah. But I think it was like I don't know where it transitioned from being that to like, hey, I know more than you about social issues or whatever, because that's what it is. It's like a social justice warrior thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I know it's like all issues. It's like stay woke. I assume that's something else from this, because woke is sort of slapped onto this fucking blanket of like.
Yeah. I think it's just, I don't know. It's a weird, like some of these like super liberal people who are like, I sound like fucking, their frogs are gay, that type of shit. But like,
sound like a bunch of conservative, like it's like people are gonna be like,
but like there is an annoying amount of people who are like super into almost like going backwards on social causes because of their involvement in, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, there's like a lot of like, I guess to like use the term, which again I'm still kind of like hazy on like whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the woke culture thing, it's like because of how like embarrassing and cringy it is, it almost is like 2 step forwards and then like fall down the hill.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fall down backwards on it. Where it's just like it's getting to the point to where it's like they're like they would argue like the semantics of verbiage versus actually trying to like change like an injustice out there. They're like, you used like a term that we're not going to use
term or whatever. Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, well, I'm donating money to BLM. Like, who gives a fuck? Like,
you're like, the way I use words doesn't matter because I already put like action to it. You know what I mean?
Right. But then
like if you're out there campaigning and doing shit like for actual causes, then that's fine. You could say whatever the fuck you want. But like if you champion a cause and don't do anything for it, then you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which I think is almost everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. They want the recognition and not the actual work.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also like recognition of fucking who.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think like just because you go on Twitter and you're like, police violence against black people is wrong, all the black people on Twitter are going to be like, Susan's a good person.
Yeah. They're like, hey,
she's invited to the cookout. It's like, that's not how this works.
Like, that's not how that works, dude. That's so fun. Fuck those people though.
Yeah, fucking
there's too many of them.
Retarded ass people. Oh, I said retard. I guess I'm
oh no, dude, we got canceled. We've said it every fucking show for the last almost
episode. We've said gay and retard.
Like I have in my notes here, how retarded is too retarded, and I don't know exactly what I meant when I wrote that.
I mean, I guess.
Oh no, I know what. Okay, so.
I was actually gonna like get all philosophical about that for a second.
No, it's a silly fun time.
I was gonna become like the Socrates of like. I was like.
You're like, in the grand scheme of things, we're all retarded.
I mean, most people are. I would say like everybody's retarded to an extent. Not everybody that like. I mean,
there's levels to it.
We've all been in that conversation where you think you know what you're talking about, and mid sentence you're like, oh, no, I don't know what even the fuck I'm saying.
I do that sometimes on purpose.
You just try to figure it out as you go.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll be rambling, just word salad, and then like I'll hit my point, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm running with this.
Word salads, I like that.
But so no, there's someone I know, this dude I know who he was telling me a story about how he hooked up, which again I didn't want to know, but it happened.
Yeah. Dude, I fucked this girl last night, and you're like, did you?
Well, I believe it because she told me to.
She was so hot. Was she?
Was she? Like,
Dude, my dick's so big, dude. She loved it. Is it?
Dude, I made her come like 6 times. You're like, did you?
Dude, she loved that cum in her face. Did she?
Is this a real person? He's like, no.
Dude, both holes, bro. Both holes. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
For real.
Sure. But what, I forgot to tell my goddamn story. Okay, no. So he hooked up with this chick or whatever, and after they were done or whatever, she turns to him and was like, "Hey, you know I'm autistic, right?" And he was like, "Shut the fuck up! I did not want to know that."
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. What an autistic thing to do.
To just not read the situation. And I was like, "No, I believe it." I was like, "Did she have headphones on?" She had the headphones on during, because that's not a good sign for you, homie. Like, he's like, we were banging one time and she put these goddamn headphones on. She said she was autistic, but she's fucking jamming.
That's so funny, dude.
That was a lot.
So is like, how retarded is too retarded?
Yeah, but I was like, okay, so is there like a level of like handicap that you would bang something like, let's say
are you saying like what's the cutoff point?
Yeah, let's say Katie gets into like a car accident, brain damage, and you're like, at what point are you just like, hey?
I just turn the life support off.
Okay. So you just like, I'm not banging anybody. I'm just gonna pull the plug on this shit.
I mean, look, if I got in a car accident and I had like irreversible brain damage and I was like, can't form words and walk and shit, you know?
Right.
You don't even bother bringing me back at that point.
Well, yeah, fair. But what if it's like mild? Yeah. What if you just develop like a cool skill or something like that? But you gain one thing, but you lose like the ability to like talk or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on what it is. Have you seen those like stories of people who like wake up from like comas and they'll have like British accents and shit?
Yeah, and they're not British.
Yeah, it's so funny, bro.
It's the funniest fucking thing. There was a recent one with it was like some Asian lady, and she woke up with like an Irish accent, and she was like, oh, I've never been Irish. I can't do a fucking accent, but you know what I mean. Like, they're like, I've never been to Ireland or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
Yeah. And it doesn't even sound Irish. It just sounds like someone who has like a speech impediment.
I gotta say though, I mean, if like with that question, it really just comes down to like what is the disability? That sounds mean. That sounds mean, but it kind of is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like,
did I tell you the fucking story about the girl in the wheelchair?
One leg, workable.
Right.
But if she's half a torso, like she's only a torso up.
You're like, I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna try to figure out the logistics of that.
Yeah. You know what if she's like, no, it's cool. I've done it before. And you're like, I don't know about that.
I'd be like, I don't believe you.
I'm like, who? Give me references.
You know what I mean? It really just kind of it's kind of what it boils down to, man.
Yeah.
Like it has to be like I have to know like what the detail is. Like,
there's different levels of that, and I think this conversation started like when me and this other dude was when I was like, would you bang a midget? And then he was like, I think they're called little people. I'm like, that sounds way more insulting, but okay.
It does. It's like people who like leave America and then they go like talk to like a black guy in London and say African American. And you're like,
oh, that's kind of cringy.
Like, you're not in America, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny how that happens, because I think I've read somewhere that someone tried, like some history teacher or whatever was like, when they brought over African Americans like in 1700s, I'm like, no, they were fucking slaves. You could say it.
You just say they brought over Africans.
Yeah, or slaves. I mean, call it what it is.
Call it what. I mean, it's so weird that like they're doing like the whole like we don't want to teach the sad parts about America because America's great. We don't need to.
You're like, it's kind of a bummer. I don't want to hear it.
It's like that's weird that like in certain like states they're trying to do that. Like like we don't want to teach about like Jim Crow because it's sad part of history. It's like America was a terrible place for a very long time.
Some would say
it was not good for most of it.
Yeah.
So like
I made a joke the other day where I was like, America's got the best healthcare system in the world. It's just behind a paywall. And I'm like,
it's a good joke.
I thought so. It's not even really a joke. It's an actual thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like softening the blow of the reality of how bad
it
is.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad that you have to do that, but oh well.
Dude. Okay. Before we wrap up, I gotta tell you this fucking story real quick. So like Katie and I went to go get like Philly cheesesteaks the other day, and I mean, like I haven't had like a Philly cheesesteak from Fred's, which is the joint down the street.
Oh,
which
hell
is
yeah,
like,
dude, I love Fred's.
Like legit fucking Philly cheesesteaks, like
not
shitty ones at a bar that are fucking.
Is it the one off of the highway?
So that one's closed. We had to go to this one in Louisville.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But that's still the best one.
Yeah.
The Carrollton one.
Yeah, that's the best one. Yeah.
Anyway, we go to this fucking Fred's, right? And like order our food, sit down. While we're there, there's a fat guy orders. I'm not saying it derogatorily, but I mean he was fucking big motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, like so
what did he get?
Double meat.
Hell yeah.
So either way, so like we're about to eat. I'm like, I gotta get up to get napkins because this is some messy ass food.
Yeah.
So I'm getting up to get napkins. Katie's eating her fucking Philly cheesesteak. And then the fat dude who's waiting on his order tries to hit on her.
Oh shit.
And this is like what he did. He said he said something so like so funny.
Right.
Like that I just like immediately I was just like I've said it to Katie every day since.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right.
He just dude, I'm getting napkins, and when this happens, I can't turn around because I'm like laughing my ass off.
Right.
But he's like, it's a big old sandwich for such a little old lady.
Oh no, dude. Did he have an accent? He had an accent too, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's how I heard it. In my mind, that's how he sounded. But I love that he's like, yeah, you're good with that big old sandwich, huh?
That's so fucking weird. That's the type of dude who makes like foot-long jokes to the subway girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Every time.
Dude, it was so fucking funny. I sat down, she was so uncomfortable, and I was just like, it's a big sandwich.
For such a little old lady.
So now I'm like, dude, I asked her, I was like, next time we fuck, can I say that?
I think, okay, so I feel like this could be a t-shirt idea for sure, where it's just Katie eating a sandwich, right? Just a regular sandwich, and just says that's a pretty big sandwich for a little old lady.
Yeah, if that's our first t-shirt. When and if we start making t-shirts for the podcast.
That's the first one.
That's the fucking
that's
first
great.
One for sure, dude.
I wish we would have taken a picture of her eating a sandwich so we could use that for the thumbnail.
Hey, I can figure it out,
Fair enough. Hey, let's go back to Fred's.
I'll be like Italian sub night.
Yeah.
I just keep like making sandwich themed nights until I get like a solid photo.
Yeah. That'd be funny as shit.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
That's so funny.
All right, man. You ready to wrap it?
Let's wrestle rap, dude.
All right, people. It's been fun. I'm sure like this is like a million episodes of you guys are like, you guys just keep talking about shaming kinks.
Hey, it's a fun topic to make fun of people about.
It's a fun topic and people are fucking gross.
Yeah, that's true. So, bang autistic people if they want you to.
Yeah.
Eat
sandwiches.
Eat all the sandwiches. Small. If you're a tiny little person, little old lady. And if you're fat, double meat. Fuck it.
Yeah, double meat all day.
All day. Double cheese even if you're feeling risky.
Clog all 4 arteries at once.
Hell yeah. All right. Peace, everybody.